Thank you for joining us here. I am excited to welcome our presenter today, Sergio Calderon from Abram Friedman Occupational Center, which is part of LAUSD. We're really going over career technical education today and their programs. And so just encourage everybody to turn on their camera. And of course, if you're not speaking, you can turn off your mic. But if you have any questions at any point, please put them down on the chat, of course, and feel free to engage using the icons as well. And of course, just a reminder, right? We did change our name not too long ago. So KIPP Forward, our mission here is to really provide all of you as our post-high school alumni, the tools that you need to choose, right, what works for you, right? College, career, and beyond. And so you can live a more fulfilling life in a more just world. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Sergio and just plug in, that he actually has a application form right there, and you'll see it at the end as well. But I welcome you to consider this opportunity, and let's get started.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. So let me share my screen here. You want second share. And let me start with a quick 3-minute video. Can you hear that? The music? Yep. Okay, perfect.
ACE offers career and technical education courses from 15 different industry sectors. We have over 175 active courses being offered throughout the LA region. These courses prepare students for jobs such as landscaping, computers for business and finance, cosmetology and barbering, culinary arts, computer networking, machinist, early childhood education assistant, and video production. One of the fastest growing job sectors is in the field of healthcare. ACE has extensive course offerings in the health sciences, such as X-ray technology, medical assistant, dental assistant, and pharmacy technician. The construction and energy and utility sectors continue to thrive in the LA region. ACE offers courses such as plumbing, electrician, mobile electronics, construction, and photovoltaic.
Photovoltaics is harnessing the energy from the sun, converting it to electricity for the homes. Now, I chose photovoltaics because it is the future. The future is now, and I believe that we will be changing the earth with this renewable energy.
As demand continues to grow in the transportation sector, ACE offers courses in both traditional and innovative technologies. We offer auto body repair courses and automotive technician courses for diesel, hybrid, and traditional engines. At the North Valley Occupational Center, ACE trains students to work on airplanes and airplane engines. Courses include airframe and power plant technology.
Most people do find jobs. I believe that it's mostly the ones that are more dedicated or that already know what they want to do. Find out what it is you want to do, where you want to work. Because if you work somewhere where you love, you won't be working a day in your life.
LAUSD DACE has had an apprenticeship program since 1941.
LA Unified Apprenticeship, largest in California, largest in the nation. We serve 7,500 apprentices. We have 61 trades. We have 40 program sponsors, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, sheet metal, you name it, we have it, we train.
All right, folks. So that's just to give you a taste of the Division of Adult and Career Education within the Los Angeles Unified School District. We have, let me get my presentation up because I'll just start talking without it. 1 second here. Here we go. Here we go, slideshow. Give me one moment. Okay, so here we go. So this presentation is exclusively relating to CTE, Career Technical Education. The Division of Adult and Career Education, offers more than CTE, but with this population, what you are interested in is CTE. And this presentation is specifically for our friends at KIPP SoCal. So what is Career Technical Education? What is CTE? It's a program of study that involves a multi-year sequence of courses that integrates core academic knowledge with technical and occupational knowledge to provide students with a pathway to post-secondary education and really, really important careers. So, you can participate in CTE training, and you can, just advance or promote or transition to a career. And when you transition to a career, you can, work as an employee, you can work in employment, or you can start your own business. That's certainly an alternative. Or you can get some CTE training and then pursue higher education in that CTE field, post-secondary education, maybe enter an apprenticeship, or even continue into college. That's certainly an option that you have. Now, where can you pursue, where can you obtain CTE training? Well, there's the private colleges, and I'm sure you see them all the time. There's many commercials, social media, TV. American Career College, UEI, DeVry, Stanbridge. Some people like to speak poorly about these institutions. I think they're a great alternative. The only issue is that they're rather expensive, so you will create debt. Okay. Then of course there's public colleges, specifically community colleges. There's the Los Angeles Community College District, and within that, there's, I think, about, 7 community colleges. The closest ones to our school here, we were in downtown LA, is the Los Angeles City College, LA Trade Tech, and ELAC, East Los Angeles Occupational Center. I'm a Husky myself. And then, of course, we have apprenticeships. I just picked 2, but there's many apprenticeships. And essentially, an apprenticeship is funded through public dollars and heavily through the laborers that are part of that particular apprentice. And you can go and apply to enter an apprentice. If you qualify, you pass a test, they like you, you do well, you enter the apprenticeship. The great thing about apprenticeships is that you learn as you earn, right? So you start the apprenticeship and you start working, and you're an apprentice, and everybody, the journeymen, are kind of helping you what to do and how to do it. And you also take some formal training and classes within the apprenticeship. So that's certainly a great route as well. And then we have what we call the kindergarten through 12th grade, the K through 12 funded adult education programs. And LAUSD, Los Angeles Unified School District, has a adult education division. We are funded through the K-12 system, and we have a campaign going on right now. Maybe you've seen some banners, maybe you've seen some bulletin boards somewhere that say "Level Up." Which, thank you, sir. I thought I was going to have to admit that person. That are kind of advertising specifically our CTE programs. The Division of Adult and Career Education, LAUSD, has 10 schools. Abram Friedman is one of them, and we have them from downtown LA to East Los Angeles to Sherman Oaks. So they're kind of spread out strategically throughout most of I don't know if most, but certainly a large percentage of LA County. Now, is CTE for me, right? A CTE for you? That's a question. Well, who is CTE for? Well, it's for high school graduates, it's for college graduates, it's for students who did not graduate from high school. We have some programs that could benefit you. It's for college students. Some people are going to college and they need to have an income, right? And so they come and they take some training and they get better pay and they get some benefits and they start contributing towards their retirement. I know you're not thinking about that at the moment, but it is important getting there. Students with disabilities can come and participate in CTE training. Individuals with no right to work documents, somebody doesn't have a social security number, somebody doesn't is undocumented, they don't have documents to be here in the country, they can come and take advantage of CTE, absolutely. Returning citizens who were judicially involved, I always have trouble with that word. You know, folks that got into a little bit of trouble, maybe they made a mistake, they were in jail or prison, now they're out. We can serve those individuals. This is the right place for them to get a second chance. For the adults of any age, so it doesn't matter if you're 18, doesn't matter if you're 68, you know, or anywhere in between, or, you know, 99 years old, you know, CTE is for you, okay? Everyone is welcome to train in CTE. I'll let you know that Abram Friedman Occupational Center, AFOC for short, has a Disability Support Services Office, DSS. Our advisor's name is Lisa Andrade. If you know anyone, or if you're interested and you have some sort of disability, cognitive, physical, developmental, I highly encourage that you take a picture of this slide and you contact her via email or phone, and we can certainly assist you and help you and accommodate you. We do that. I talked about undocumented people being able to take advantage of CTE training. Well, Senate Bill 1159, written by, or authored by Senator Ricardo Lara when he was senator. He's now the insurance commissioner in the state of California. Just got reelected on the 8th. The bill by Senator Ricardo Lara allows qualified individuals to obtain professional licenses. And we'll leave it at that, regardless of immigration status, right? So in today's California, somebody doesn't have a Social Security license, I'm sorry, a Social Security number, can train for a career in CTE, and can go to the state, apply for a license, a professional license. Let me give you some examples. Smog technician, dental assistant, building contractor, and they would be able to get those licenses as long as they qualify by training or by experience. So that's a total possibility in California. Now, why train at Abram Friedman Occupational Center, AFOC? So AFOC is a Los Angeles Unified School District public school, right? We're open to the public. Your tax dollars maintain our doors open. AFOC is accredited by the Accrediting Commission for Schools, Western Association of Schools and Colleges, WASC, or ACS WASC for short. We're actually going through that process. It's takes a lot of time, but it's very important. You know, to get to continue our accreditation, we have to do it every, I think every 4 years. Teachers are credentialed by the California Teacher Credentialing Commission. Sometimes some of the teachers that teach at private schools, sometimes are not credentialed by the commission. So that's, you know, something that you should always pay attention to. All courses are approved by the Los Angeles Unified School Board of Education and the Los Angeles County Office of Education. It's very important that the courses and curriculum are approved by these, well, certainly by LACO, and you know, in our case, by the school board. And AFOC and its partners can probably help you train for a career at no cost to you. So you could probably train for a career at AFOC at absolutely no cost to you, no out-of-pocket cost, no invoicing later, no debt. And, you know, that's one of the great things of, you know, coming to AFOC. So tuition, I want to tell you folks that tuition is free. We don't charge any tuition. So when you come to school and you train here, you're not going to pay any tuition. However, you, the student, would be responsible for incidental costs. What are those? Well, you know, textbooks, parking is not free in downtown. You would be, you know, responsible for that. Certification tests, you know, software licenses, you know, things of that nature. The stuff that you need to have, or the learning resources you need to have to train in this case, in a career. However, because you will be between the ages of 17 and 25, most likely, and you do have to have right to work documents to qualify for this subsidy, you would most likely qualify for Youth Source Center WIOA funding. You don't have to remember all that. Just know that there's some funding there that the government has set aside specifically to invest in youth and develop the labor force, right? So you probably will not have to pay a dime to train here at Abram Friedman Occupational Center. I mean, that's pretty big. Here we go. Which CT pathway can I pursue? Right? What's available to you? And you saw the video. You know, they have a multitude. The division has a multitude of different pathways that you can pursue, or occupations that you can pursue, from dental assistant to, you know, aircraft mechanic to electrician to heating, ventilation, air conditioning technician. Just a number of careers for you to choose from. Here are some. Okay. Basically a mechanic, an automotive specialty technician. We have various pathways for this. You can usually train in approximately 12 months. One of them is a smog inspector repair technician pathway, right? And this one in particular leads to a license issued by the BAR, the Bureau of Automotive Repair. And the average, I forget if it's a median or the average, but you know, let's just say the average. The average income for licensed technician is $45,700. Now, keep in mind that these numbers were published, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and you know, most of it, some of this is projection. So now, with you know, what's going on with the economy, you know, wages and salaries are increasing as well. A good way to find out if the career that you're interested in, you know, how much they're paying, is to go like to Indeed.com. And Indeed.com has real time labor market information. Like they actually say, hey, you know, from all the employers that are advertising for this position here at Indeed, this is the average wage. So that's pretty, you know, kind of like from the horse's mouth type of thing. That's important. The other thing you want to look at when you're thinking about a career is the projected growth rate. So you see here at the bottom right-hand corner the projected growth rate for automotive specialty technician from 2016 to 2026 is 7%. You're always looking for a growth rate from 7% and above. 7% is average. Anything below 7%, you probably don't want to invest too much time or resources going into that specific field because there'll be less demand. Okay. So 7% and up is what you're usually looking for, unless there's a really good reason to, you know, train for a career that's below a 7%, and there might be. Here we have, you can train as a barber. You can train with us, takes about a year. It's a full-time training program. It runs Monday through Thursday from 8 in the morning to 4:15 in the afternoon. According to this, the average wage or salary is $30,000, which seems pretty low, and it is, right? But you have to keep in mind that barbers, very few barbers and cosmetologists work for someone, work for a company, work as an employee. Many of them open up their own shops. Many of them are entrepreneurs. Many of them rent a chair in a shop, and they're kind of self-employed like a contractor. So a lot of that, unfortunately, is not reported to, you know, EDD. And so honestly, I believe that barbers make a lot more money than we see here, and it's a cash business. You see that the projected growth rate from 2018 to 2028, put on my glasses. 2018 to 28 is 7%, so that's a good place to be because it's at average. We can train you as a computer user support specialist, like an IT person at a company or business. The growth rate for that is 11%, so you know, it's pretty good. It's above average. And the average salary or wage for that is in California. I'm sorry, I didn't point that out before. California is $65,000. So the you know, I don't know, what is that, teal blue graph? That's Los Angeles, Long Beach area. Okay, the orange is the state of California, and the blue is like anywhere in the nation, the average. So usually California is going to be the highest because cost of living is a little bit higher here in California than it is in most states, except maybe New York. But anyway. So again, you can train about a semester, 7 months, and it is a certificate program, right? It refers you for the If a person completer, the person that completes the training for the TIA A+ certification. Okay. Then we have the LEUSD, Information Technology Support Specialist. This is golden, folks. This is a very short term training. That's why it has a speedboat, on the right side of the screen towards the bottom, right? In 60 hours, you would complete the training. If you have a high school diploma, the certificate for this training, and right to work documents, you would be a candidate for employment with the Los Angeles Unified School District. It's kind of like not really an apprenticeship, but kind of like an apprenticeship because you train for 60 hours, they hire you, you're working full time, you're getting benefits. It's going to become a union protected job. You're going to have paid time off. Again, you're going to have medical, dental, vision for you and your family. It's like golden. And there's a lot of room for growth. You can go on to supervisorial positions and anyway, a multitude of positions. So I highly encourage you, if you enjoy working with technology, if you enjoy helping others, that you consider this route. The 6-week training, we call it the ITST, it stands for Information Technology Support Specialist, and it could lead to immediate employment. If you have circumstances at home where you need to help your family or where you don't get a lot of support, this is great because you get in, you train, you get out, and you're working. Okay, and after it does, and folks, I just want to make sure you understand. This doesn't mean that you're stuck as an ITSD for the rest of your life. Once you have some income and you have some benefits, you have opportunities to go to college, to get additional training, to do whatever it is that whatever interests you develop. Because as we exist, we develop interests. Here we go. Information security analyst. What's that? Boy, anything with analysts, boys and girls, is going to have like a good wage. Once you see analyst in the title, you're golden. So look at that, 121,000 average compensation for that job. Cybersecurity is what it is. Okay, so we do offer cybersecurity training. What is the projected growth? Oh boy, 33%, right? So that's insane. That's very, very high in demand. This takes about a year to complete, and it's a 3-course certificate program. It's scheduled for the afternoon. Okay, here we go. Cosmetologist. I use the titles that you would find on ONET or EDD, but this is a cosmetologist. You complete this training. It takes about 12 months, and you will be able to get your cosmetologist license once you pass the Board of Barbering Cosmetologist exam. It's a 1,000-hour training. And again, look at the projected growth rate, 9%. It's above average. If you like working with skin, with hair, making people feel and look their best, if you're kind of artistic, this is the profession for you. Again, if you look at the average wages or compensation, it looks discouraging, essentially like, close to 30,000. But here again, very much like barbers, cosmetologists don't often work as an employee. They're, independent contractors, self-employed, entrepreneurs. And yeah, my dad was a barber and he did very well. It's just a cash business. So somehow, some of these compensations don't get reported as they should. Okay, we move on. Construction worker. So I'll tell you, construction worker is a good profession. If you start in that profession and you move up to being a contractor, I mean, the amount of money that you can make, it's only limited by you, right? You hire people and you do good jobs, and you start working with insurance companies when houses burn down and when they get flooded, and I mean, you will make you could easily become a millionaire, honestly, working as a contractor. But before you get there, you train as a contractor, as a construction worker with us. You go into the field, you work for a company or another contractor. You'll probably make on average $45,000 a year. Once you have 3 years of verifiable proof that you've been working full time as a construction worker, you can go to the state board take your contractor's licensing exam and be a contractor yourself and, you know, make a good living. I would say beyond a good living. Projected growth as 11%. That's over average. The only downfall to this is that construction work is very cyclical depending on the economy. When the economy is booming, boy, you have a lot of demand and you get paid well. And when the economy tanks, you kind of suffer a little bit. So if you're thinking about, you know, going into the construction field, it's great, but you would be well served by having like a, you know, a fallback profession or income stream. Custodian, building and grounds workers, or janitor is probably the most common term you've heard. This is this class anybody can take, right? And it trains people how to be a janitor, right? So how to clean, how to disinfect, how to sanitize, what's the difference between those terms. Oftentimes we take custodians or janitors for granted, but they are key to maintaining health. They keep everything clean. They keep everything nice and neat. Without janitors taking care of the buildings and schools that we use, it would be horrible, and we would get sick much more frequently than we do now. Now, for those of you, again, this is a speedboat class. So for those of you that, again, you know, need to help your families out financially or don't have a lot of support at home, you need to, you know, for whatever reason, move away from home and do for yourself. And I know that some of you are in that boat and some are not. For those of you that are in that boat, this is a class for you. If you have right to work documents, if you have a high school diploma, once you finish this 60-hour, it's a short course, 60-hour course, you will qualify to apply for employment with LA Unified. And one thing that LA Unified is an excellent employer. You will get, I think, $18 an hour. You know, medical, dental, vision benefits for you and your family, public retirement system, and union protection. It's very hard to fire you. They haven't fired me. Can you believe that? So, nobody laughs. So anyway, it's a great place to be. Doesn't mean that you will be stuck being a janitor for longer than you would like to. You know, some people like it. They remain in the position for a very long time. Some people like it and they move up in the position to supervisor, manager, and you know, the top person in maintenance and operations that looks over the or supervises the janitors in a cluster. A cluster is maybe something like 4 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school. Makes 3 figures. I'm sorry, 6 figures, a 6-figure income. So there's a good living to be made if you want to make this your career. Once you make this your career, if you start your own custodian business, there's a lot of money to be made there. It's incredible the amount of money these folks make, especially when you get government contracts, right? And I'm missing something. Anyway, it's just an excellent immediate source of income. I'm forgetting to tell you something, but it'll come back to me a little bit later, and I'll come back to the slide and I'll share it with you. Okay. So, what is the projected growth rate for this? 7%. What is the average income? 31%. But working for LAUSD, you would do a little better than that immediately. Oh, this is what I wanted to share with you. I had a broker, real estate broker, and I don't know if you know, but real estate brokers make really good money. They have a bunch of real estate agents or salespeople that work under them, and you know, they get a cut of every sale they make. So they're making real money. Contacted me and said, hey, I want to take this class. I said, well, that's fine. I can help you, but why do you want to take this class? You're a broker. You must be making pretty good money. He said, I am, but I'm paying for benefits for my family and I, right? And it's killing me. So what this person did is he took this training and works evenings for LAUSD. That pays for his and his family's medical benefits, and then during the daytime hours, he is a broker. So, you know, he's killing it. Okay, electrician. This is an excellent training. It's probably one of our most in-demand training pathways. You see that the average Wage or compensation in California is 65,000. I'm just rounding up, 65,000. And the projected growth is 10%, so it's over average. I've never seen an electrician out of work, right? And I don't think you have either. And the worst thing you want to have at home, the worst thing you can have at home, you would never want to have this at home, is an electrical issue. You know it's going to be expensive. You know it's going to set you back. Great training. If I wouldn't be working so many hours, I would certainly take this training. I've been wanting to forever. And a special note about this training is that it's authorized, there it is, by the State of California Department of Industrial Relations. It leads to an electrician trainee card, an ET card. What does that mean, right? Well, legally, nobody can work for an electrician contractor, who would be the person that would hire you, unless they have an ET card. It's just electricity is so dangerous to people's health. You know, you can kill somebody if you do something wrong, or you can damage property if you do something wrong. So you have to have the electrician card, the ET certification, and that would make you instantly hireable and employable to a contractor. And as soon as you have that, I mean, you would be in demand. Again, you see that, oh, in California, the demand is 13%. It's even higher in California than it is in the nation. Okay, incredible training available in the day or evening. If you take it in the day, it takes about 6 months. If you take it in the evening, it takes about a year to complete. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning technician, I'm just going to call it. Average income is 56,000, and the growth rate in California is 20%. So that's way more than the 7% average. Again, a very in-demand program. If you're an HVAC technician, you won't be out of a job. You'll always have work. And, much like construction work, much like electrician and HVAC, once you work 3 or 4 years in the field, you can go take your exam with the state and be a contractor. So you can make even more money because now you have people working for you. Manicurist. Manicurist is great. It's only a semester, so it's not as long as the cosmetology or barber training. If you finish the training as a manicurist, you can actually come back to the cosmetology program later on, and they would cut down about 200 hours from the 1,000 hours. So in one semester, you can come in, train to be a manicurist, and be able to work as manicurist, in any salon, manicure and pedicure salon that you want to, or if you have some investors or you have some money, you can start your own business. It's a great business. I've never been into one, but I understand it's a great business. Solar photovoltaic installers. So these are the solar panel installers. Check this out, folks. What's the growth rate? 131%. This is off the hook, as they say, common idiom expression. You can only train in the evening, right? It takes about a year to complete, but you're only attending like 2 evenings a week. So, you have the rest of the time for yourself. So in with two nights a week for a year, you can complete this training, and the approximate income or wage or compensation in California is 46,000. I highly encourage you to go to Indeed.com and look up like a solar panel installer, and you'll see that it's much higher than this now because we're going through inflation. So all these salaries and wages have gone up. Okay, here we go. Finally, this is the last one, folks, okay? You can also train as a dental assistant. We're setting up the training. We yet don't have it online. Classes are forming, or they're coming soon, I should say. And here's some of the information. The projected growth is 11%. That's over average. And I guess here it is. And the average salary in California is 47,000. Okay, and with this, I'll tell you that we train you here at Abram Friedman Occupational Center or any other LAUSD adult school. We train you for entry-level positions, right? So just enough for you to enter a trade, right, or start a career, and then as you grow with experience and with additional training, maybe formal education, that career, you make more and more money. I want to ask you to please be an adult education ambassador, things that people can do here with us is learn English as a second language. If you know somebody that is looking for that, they can come here. It's free. They can earn their high school diploma. You don't have to worry about that. You're about to do that with KIPP, and that's great. Maybe you know somebody that dropped out of school. We also help them with the high school equivalent if they want to prepare for that. We work with a high set. We don't work with a GED, but they're both accepted by the state of California. And people can come here and train for a career. Now, if you are interested, you don't have to worry about this information because we have partnerships with youth source centers, and we would, connect you to them if you want us to. But for people that are 25 or over, there's the one-stop centers, the work source centers, and the American Job Centers, all really the same thing. These are, it's funding, it's WHEEL funding that's made available to nonprofit organizations for them to manage. And depending on which workforce investment board manages the money, if it's South Bay, then it's a one-stop. If it's the county of LA, then it's if it's the city of LA, it's a work source. And if it's the county of LA, it's the American Job Center. So if you see any of these logos anywhere, you know that somebody 25 or over can walk in there, speak with a counselor, and probably get their training paid for, so they don't have to pay for any training for themselves. And really, for this population, you don't need to know all this other information. This is for adults, okay? You are adults, you are young adults, but for people over 25. People over 25. So with that said, let's see here. Please complete the exit ticket. Mr. Gordias was kind enough to include it in the chat. If you're interested in something, and you want us to, we can contact you, or you can just call me or contact me. Here's my email address, sergio.calderon@lausc.net. And anytime. If right now is not the right time, that's okay. But we expect to be around, hopefully, for a while. So anytime in your life that meet somebody or know somebody, or your circumstances demand that you retrain or switch careers or anything of the sort, we are here to serve. And with that, I'll take any questions, or I'll follow Mr. Gordias' directions. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, are there any questions? I know folks are using different mediums to connect today. So if you have a question and want to ask, you can unmute yourself, or you can also text me if that's a little easier. And then I'll try to communicate that here.
In the meantime, I'll look through the chat, see if I missed any questions. I don't see any questions.
All right, then I'll ask a couple, because I did. So all the ones in your presentation with the fast boat icon, those are the short, training opportunities. Is that right?
That's correct. So, some people have I'm going to call it the good fortune of pursuing a career that they're passionate about. That's great. That's great. Circumstances don't always allow for that, right? Sometimes, boy, you need to have a paycheck, next month to pay your rent and pay for your food, because that's, what the set of circumstances life is presenting to you at the moment. So those speedboat classes are great for two reasons. Number one, because it's really short-term training. You can finish in 6 weeks, right? Number two, because you have an employer with your trainer. LAUSD is training you, and LAUSD is more than willing to hire you. So you're not even moving from one organization to another. You're just training and going directly to work with the district. And I tell you, the district is a good employer.
Cool, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I know folks were interested in some of those options. I'm also wondering about the difference between day and evening courses. Is it just a matter of the amount of hours you're physically present that they take longer in some cases?
Generally, day courses run for a longer period of time. So an example, barber is a day course, a course offered in a day schedule, and that runs 30 hours per week, right? We can do that because people start at 8 and they leave at 4:15. people that start at 6, we need people to finish by 9, right? So they have the period that they're here training is brief. As brief is what I'm saying. So that's why it's extended for a longer period of time. But this is for usually the people that come in the evening usually are people that already have they're already employed, they're working, and they want to grow in their field, or they want to move to another field, or they want to escalate in their field or company.
And if folks want to find out more information about specific start times and end times, they would contact you directly, right?
They can. Yeah, everyone here is more than welcome to contact me directly. I'll put our website in here, our URL. Give me a second. AFOC.
And there's a question actually for you.
All right. Always have a question.
So the question is, can anyone join this program, or is this just for KIPP alumni? So I can answer. Obviously we've asked Mr. Calderon here to share this information with you because we're really trying to outreach to a wider audience from our alumni, and we realize not everybody can go or wants to go right immediately to college, right? And that has to do a lot with our name change as well, right? We want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to pursue their passion or their goals, right? So certainly any one alumni can apply to these programs, but it is open for all folks to participate in. This is like, even I know Mr. Calderon mentioned LAUSD, but this is an opportunity for, it's a service through LAUSD. And you can correct me if I'm misspeaking, right? If we can say it to be clear.
No.
But it's open to everyone.
Yeah, it's open to everyone. We are a public school, so we are mandated. We want to, welcome everyone, but even if we did it, we are mandated to welcome everyone because, right, it's paid by the taxpayers, by you and your parents. When you buy something, you pay sales tax. When anyway, bunch of taxes we all pay. And yeah, this is LAUSD. You would have similar programs all through the state of California, and I won't get into that. I'm sure there's different presentations, right, with different areas. But yeah, so LAUSD and the district or the area that LAUSD represents, we would serve you. Even if let's say you live in I don't know, is La Palma? Let's say La Palma. Let's
say San Diego. San Diego. We have.
Okay, let's say San Diego, man. For some reason, you're up here, and you want to take training with us. We would not turn you away. Okay, even if you were from another state, we wouldn't turn you away. We would offer the training to you. So it's for everyone.
Cool. All right. Any other questions?
Do you help with job placement by any chance?
We do. Yeah, actually, that's one of our KPIs, key performance indicators, one of our golden metrics. And yeah, we do help with that job placement. Absolutely.
That's amazing, because I know some of the earlier options that you mentioned as you were contextualizing adult education in LAUSD, right? Some of those folks, they're a little different when it comes to job placement. They don't always provide that service, and so it's a very unique feature you're offering.
Yeah. So don't quote me on these years, but like I think in 2013 or so, when Brown was the governor, there was a big change in our funding. We stopped getting entitlement funding, and then this other funding was created called KIPP. And basically KIPP, our mission under the KIPP funding is to prepare the workforce, right? So we are to prepare people that want to start a career for that career from start to finish and leave them placed in the workforce. So yeah, we do help with job placement.
Awesome. All right, let me just project this last screen. I know folks are on their phones, so if they want to take a screenshot of the survey and the survey link, and of course of your information. As everybody here already has my information, but I've shared it here as well. If you want to just discuss a little bit more about how Mr. Calderon and the folks at AFOC can support you in your future pathways and future goals, right? There's different options. I can see some wheels turning earlier with employment, and then going back for other degrees with support in finding work placement, right? And really the takeaway here is that there's many opportunities at free or at low cost. And I'll remind you that we do have at this time a career technical education scholarship for you all to apply as well to cover some of those incidental costs, right? And so we really want you to take advantage of this, right? Of this opportunity and the training that's being provided through AFOC. Again, the information is being projected here. And with that, I mean, I just want to thank you, Sergio, again, for joining us this evening, for allowing us to share this information with others through the recording, and of course, through to helping us in the what we think is the greater mission, right, to support a lot of students all over, not just KIPP students, but to really give them the tools to be able to succeed in their own goals. So thank you so much, Sergio.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Guedes. Thank you, Ms. Pettis. Appreciate it.
All right. And then everybody else can have a good evening. And again, if you have any questions afterward, please make sure to reach out, and I'll certainly will. And if you screenshot that information from Mr. Calderon, you can also reach out to him. Thank you so much.